The big question that everyone is asking themselves in this market right now is the bottom in? Is a bounce on the way? And are our bags doomed, or are our bags about to send to Valhalla over the next 12 to 16 months? Well, my thesis really hasn't changed. And I think the cycle is playing out as usual. And these parts of the cycle are completely normal, where there are huge pullbacks. We've talked about it a couple times here on this show. If you were to hold Axie Infinity last cycle for a 100x, you suffered through three different 60% pullbacks or more. So here's why I'm going to go over exactly today why you should not be scared of these altcoin pullbacks, why this is completely normal, and then some opportunities in the market and the plays I would be making right now. So without further ado, let's get in the game. And as always, drop down, smash that like button, and hit the subscribe. We are nearing 100,000 subscribers here on In the Game, and we're going to have you covered through the downs, through the ups, and hopefully we win during this bull market together, despite the tumultuous times that we're in right now. And also, look in the description down below. We have some amazing sponsors on the show. From Vulcan Forge, Ultra, Dreams Quest, we have Moon Tropica, NordVPN, Real Fever, and then we have our top tier exchange partners as well, like Blowfin, who is holding a $600,000 prize pool right now for the Euros, which is the biggest tournament in the world going on right now at this point in time. And we'll talk about that here at the end of the show, but a no KYC centralized exchange where you can go in and trade all of your longs, shorts, anything like that. So we'll talk about that later in the show as well. But let's jump in. Obviously, it's not been a fun month. If we look at the crypto, that leads the market, Bitcoin, look at the month here, down 18% on the monthly here, which is pretty rough. And the market cap is at 1.1 trillion. Seems kind of low, like for what we've seen so far this cycle. And we do have some good catalysts coming through the door here pretty soon. We have the ETH ETF, which is speculated to get approved sometime this month. I think that's going to be really good for altcoins. And to be completely honest, there are some good catalysts waking up in certain niches, like the gaming sector. And I saw Kyle put a major, tweet here out regarding gaming market cap and Bitcoin market cap. And right around that February-March period, we saw a peak in the recent gaming market caps. And you guys know how bullish I am on crypto gaming. And as far as the banter channels, I am the one that, has this niche kind of in a chokehold as far as keeping up with it, keeping you guys informed. And I'm probably the most bullish, regarding the gaming sector. But the market caps have dropped, 30%, about an $8 billion market cap decline in these tokens. And I posted a big tweet here that kind of goes over my current sentiment of the gaming space. But there are such good catalysts right now that I think we're probably getting towards a little bit of a local sentiment bottom when it comes to the gaming sector, which is why I might be focusing in on it if I was not really involved in some gaming tokens. So let's dive into it. The gaming sector, without a doubt, has taken one of the biggest beatings of any sector. There's no question about it. Gaming altcoins, if your coin is only down 40% over the last few months, you are doing something crazy. And doing something right. So, a lot of tokens have been hit hard, and really none have withstood the hardships. Between underwhelming game releases, oversaturated token launches, and, the new tokens just dumping into oblivion, there are thousands of gaming tokens all fighting for the same market share and liquidity. It's been a rough Q2, but there are some big catalysts coming in Q3 and Q4 this year, headed into 2025. And hopefully we do finally get some of those mass adoption hits. One thing going on in the space right now is the Telegram narrative. We have networks that are thriving, like Ronin, like Beam. We have big games that are crushing it right now with Pirate Nation. We have Super Champs, which is a new, we'll go over a lot of these catalysts here during this show. We potentially have Off the Grid launching this summer. People playing this game are raving. I have not seen a negative review about people who have played Off the Grid. And I get asked all the time, is gaming dead? Will it come back? Absolutely it will. And one thing I have to ask you, if you think gaming is dead, do you also think that AI is dead? Because if we look across the board on the 30-day timelines, let's filter here 30 days. We still have, some projects down here like 𝗧 down 60% this month. We have stuff like Prime down 51%. But you go look at some of these AI tokens down 44%. I mean, it's not like other niches other than meme coins are thriving. If anything, the only reason people are having success in the market right now is through meme coins. So there's no real exclusions when it comes to this dip. So everyone's freaking out like gaming is the only one that's down. Well, at the end of the day, most tokens in AI have plummeted 70+% over the last couple of months. So if you don't think gaming's dead, do you also think, or if you think gaming is dead, do you also think that the AI niche is dead? Probably not. Do you think RWA is dead? Probably not. There's still tokens there that have taken 40 to 60% declines as well. So at the end of the day, no narrative has really escaped what we're seeing right now. And what we are seeing is people rotating their capital out of these projects into degenning meme coins and really capitulating because they're getting scared because their altcoins are getting hit so hard. But now is not the time to sell. Now is the time to focus in, consolidate your bags, and be ready for that next leg up. So when you look across the gaming sector, there's 𝗏, which is getting mass adoption. And I think this is going to be one of the biggest catalysts to revive the gaming space, as well as off the grid, seeing Pirate Nation success. The sector is going to rebound. And as mentioned, I think we have plenty to be excited about over the next 18 months. And it's going to be short-term pain for a long-term gain. But let's go into some of those bullish catalysts. 100,000 transactions on the Beam network in one day. In one day. I mean, Beam has been live for 8 months. It's a pretty crazy milestone for a chain that also more games are entering the ecosystem, but there's honestly not a lot of games there yet. So 100,000 transactions in a single day on the Beam network, I mean, that is no small feat. So a big shout out to Beam. And I mean, if we go look at some of the coins that have had some of the biggest retraces over this month, 40%. You're looking at 1.5 cents here on Beam, $700 million market cap. I think we see 5 to 10 billion this cycle easily from Beam. So this to me looks like a steal. Ronin under $2. I mean, the #1 crypto gaming blockchain, and you're getting it under $600 million fully diluted or circulating market cap. To me, that just is beyond a steal in this market. Echelon Prime, if this thing creeps under $7, when I had Sheldon on this very show, I said to Sheldon, if it goes under $7, it's another buy for me. Our entry here on in the game was $2.77, but I will DCA this coin so hard if we get below that $7 level. And then let's move on. We have 𝗏, the elephant in the room. And I'll go over the buys that I think are the best after these big catalysts. We have 𝗏, which right now, the user count here is undeniable. So 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧, which I'm still bullish on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧, especially if they continue this narrative and pushing Telegram experiences, because one thing that 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗧 has done well is they've always had a solid plethora of games and experiences in their ecosystem. While their main game is not live yet, they've had their fair share of successes when it comes to those mobile experiences, etc. There's 4 million users using their new 𝗏 product, which is absolutely insane. And when we go look at 𝗏's daily active addresses, they actually just passed Ethereum in daily active addresses. So if you're not positioning yourself in either 𝗏, 𝗏coin, which is 𝗏's #1 gaming token, or in games that are moving over to 𝗏, I think that you should be, because 𝗏, while these games on Telegram are not the highest quality, they're the easiest to jump into, and it could be this gateway that if they like your game, they'll come into the broader ecosystem. It caters to mobile, which I'm super bullish on, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second. So to me, you have to be positioning into the 𝗏 ecosystem right now. With 𝗏coin, there's over 200 projects launched via 𝗏coin. There's 22.5 million users that have participated in these launches. And the minimum rewards amount for these campaigns is 20,000. So, this is one of the biggest opportunities in crypto gaming whenever it comes to the 𝗏 network. And then away from 𝗏, we still have games that are thriving. Pirate Nation recently just launched. and they're making $60,000 to $70,000 a day from people spending the token inside the game. And I've always said experiences like Crown, which is photo finish game, which is a revenue driving game, that is something I would bet on any given day. And when we go look, I know Pirate is on the watch list here somewhere. Pirate, I mean, it's up 93% this month in a market that is, you know, beating down every other altcoin. It was a brand new launch around this time period, but still, the fact that this has held its own in this market is beyond impressive. And as far as new launches go, I mean, Pirate and Carrot have to be the clear leaders to have a huge move whenever this market does turn around. So, you know, with their adoption, the amount of players playing the game actively, and the revenue, that is such a bullish factor, in my opinion. So before we get into airdrop opportunities and ways that, let's say you're low on liquidity, maybe you don't have the means to go DCA a bunch of projects right now. Well, I'm going to show you a few ways you could get in low entry or for absolutely free to go try to get some easy liquidity by playing some fun games and getting involved in fun experiences. So give me a second on that and we'll get to it. But if I was to DCA 5 coins today, let's narrow it to 5 tokens that I would DCA as of today. Well, I'm going to leave out TON because it's at 17 billion. So what we're going to do is we're going to play the leverage game here. We're going to go with 𝗏coin. So 𝗏 is 1.6 billion. If the thesis plays out, TON hits about an $80 billion market cap. You could tangibly see 𝗏coin probably hit around a $10 billion market cap. And I think that that would be huge as far as a big win. And I'm betting on the TON ecosystem. So 𝗏coin would absolutely be one of the 5 DCAs today. I think Brett, if it goes under 10 cents, I would DCA Brett here. I mean, at $1 billion, Crash and the people behind this token that are just pushing it consistently, I would bet on it and not fade. I really think that this team is, you know, for lack of a better word, and no pun intended, very based. And it's on base chain, of course. I think that they know exactly how to push this thing to the next leg up once the market turns around. So number 1 would be TON. Number 2 would be Brett. Moving on the list here, I would probably take a look at something like Ronin and Beam. Maybe that would be 3 and 4. You know, Ronin, Beam, I think those are absolute killer buys. Under 1.5 cents here for Beam and about $1.70 for Ronin. I mean, we're talking about $500 and $700 million market caps for 2 of the largest crypto gaming entities in the entire space. So those would be number 3 and number 4. I'm waiting for Prime to go under $7. So my number 5 as of today would be MOG. I mean, MOG, it has the culture. It has one of the best memes in the space. So 2 of the top 5 today would be memes, but memes are just dominating the space. These are safe memes at the end of the day. So I would do Brett, MOG, Beam, Ronin, and 𝗏coin. Those would be my top buys in this market today. And I'm going to give an honorable mention because I think that this project is still so undervalued that any given dip on 𝗏𝗄𝗏 probably should be scooped up. Like, my gaming bags are packed. I want to stack higher on my blue chips, you know, stuff that we just talked about. I all consider to eventually be blue chip projects. I think MOG will end up being one of the biggest memes on the Ethereum chain. I think Brett is going to be the biggest meme on base chain. I think that Ronin and Beam have the capability to be 2 of the top 5 gaming tokens for the entire cycle. And I think 𝗏coin is already showing that it's going to be here to stay with the adoption that TON's getting. So I think 𝗏𝗄𝗏 at 3.9 billion. I'll play the leverage game on TON since TON is at 17 billion, but 𝗏𝗄𝗏 is so undervalued still. I would probably add that as like the one super blue chip token. It's kind of more of a high level crypto play, but that is another one I still think is very, very undervalued. But let's say, like I said, you don't have the liquidity to go in right now and DCA 5 projects. Well, what I would be looking at is play to airdrops, rewards programs, NFTs that are going to get airdrops, that type of a thing. So number 1 would be Super Champs. Super Champs has the base gaming scene on lock at this moment in time. If we look across the industry, you go to like a 𝗙𝗢𝗡𝗏, you could see the active wallets. Pretty impressive here. They're the top 2 games on base currently, and mobile games and apps are showing that they're the king. Like, I've actually been playing Racket Rampage on my phone to rack up some of these rewards and participating in the rewards program. And if you do some simple math, we're going to go over here. Number one, you can simply participate in the Super Champs ecosystem in their rewards program and be able to actually earn the super token that it, or the not the super, the champs token that is coming up. It's going to be on base. And like I said, they're dominating the base gaming scene right now. But if you want a little bit of a hands-off way to do it, I think people are sleeping on the NFTs here. 0.18 ETH. So for $500, you can grab one of these Racket Rampage Genesis, and it's a small supply. There's only 3,000. I think that these are going to get a pretty good token allocation whenever it comes time for this airdrop. So that's something I would absolutely be looking at if I was, wanting to do something a little more hands-off. But if you have the time, I would absolutely go participate in the rewards program here with Super Champs. Number 2 would be Infinigods. Infinigods, this game has been crushing it. They're partnering up with different ecosystems, and their game is actually super fun. It has a high risk aspect to it. They already have over 500,000 active downloads. And then when we go look here, they have the airdrop program. Once again, you can rack up points, refer people, complete challenges and quests, or you can come over here, and the play that I would be doing is stacking up the NFTs for 0.14 Ethereum. So for $400, you can get an InfiniPass. There's only 4,000 of these. So you can see that this is going to be a very high leverage play as well whenever it comes to getting a solid airdrop, because a 4,000 collection or a 3,000 collection is going to get higher token per NFT than a 10,000 collection. The dilution is much lower here. So that is something I would be taking a look at. Also with Today the Game, these have been traditionally trading above 1.5, to 1.2 ETH for the last few months, and they're below 1 ETH. This is a little bit higher liquidity play with $2,700 floor price, but there's only 700 of these. And I've talked to the founder about this. They're going to do a solid airdrop for holders. So those would be 3 opportunities. You can either farm via rewards programs or stacking the NFTs. And then there's a play to airdrop campaign going on over at Nifty Island. And there's a play to airdrop campaign here with crypto unicorns. So if you're seeing this, it's still early. It's not, you're earning 𝗧. So you're actually earning, let's go back to the token watch list here. You're actually earning a token that is kind of considered a blue chip almost in the gaming space. It's $100 million market cap, $900 million fully diluted. And the beauty of this is it doesn't affect the unicorn's ecosystem if there's sell pressure on their own token, because you're actually getting rewarded in the ecosystem token, which is 𝗧, that is built on Arbitrum. So you can earn 𝗧, crafting materials, badges, progression bundles. The rewards are huge and only here for a limited time. So this is ongoing now, as well as the Nifty Island campaign, which should be wrapping up here pretty soon. So those are some opportunities you can be getting involved in if you don't have a lot of liquidity. But like I said, if you have some liquidity left, what I would be looking at for those 5 would be Not, Caspa, Brett, Mog, Beam, and Ronin. So technically 6 plays there. Those would be my main DCAs as of today. Prime is very close to under $7. And if it eclipses that $7, I think I would absolutely add it in that list. And then a quick shout out to our sponsors on In the Game. We have Vulcan Forge, which is showing their weekly roadmap here. They're testing their new wallet for the Fortuna wallet. They have Vulcan 4 presentations, Vulcan Force L5 staking details. They have the Lava earnings going live, which went live today. Their play to earn inside of Vulcan's Creed went up live officially. And then there's Vulcan Studios HQ game updates. So a lot going on this week in the Vulcan Forge ecosystem. And look, this token recently hit $10. I'm absolutely still bullish on Vulcan Forge. I know I get asked that in the comments of the show. They wouldn't be a sponsor here if I did not like the project. So just do the math there. I'm still very bullish on Vulcan Forge. And then Moon Tropica. I can't tell you how fun this game is. Like, when I play with the team, we just laugh, have fun, create content. it's almost meme material, right? And when they come in and like the game is just structured in a way that is perfect to play with friends and create content. They have all the content creator skins, memes, they have politicians, everything you could want in an ecosystem that just is streamable and is able to play with your community. Even Moon Tropica has everything going for it. And honestly, if I was to go look at these two sponsor coins right now, Vulcan under 100 million, I'm very bullish on. And then we go look at Moon Tropica under $10 and under $20 million market cap. I think those are actually both very good positions. And then, like I had mentioned earlier in the show, Blowfin, one of our exchange partners here, is doing a huge campaign, $600,000 prize pool if you can just predict the winner of the UEFA Euros 2024. So link in the description down below. If you're in the US and you need somewhere to trade that doesn't do KYC, this is literally your answer. So Blowfin, link in the description down below. And that's going to be it. I saw that Rand put together a list today from today to next year that he's trying to see who does the best. How about we do a little sneaky entry on that competition? So if you didn't see that show, go watch it right after this that Rand did this morning, where I think he picked like 10 tokens or something like that. So how about we pick our 10 here on In the Game and see if we can out trade all these researchers and out trade Rand over this next year. I think that'd be a fun one. So let me know down below in the comments if that's of interest to you. And of course, I will see y'all on the next one. Like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all then. As always, play well, my friends.